Hey, welcome to New York. Welcome to my first video from New York. Yay, I'm here. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. That's the show I saw tonight. Let me tell you, I'm looking at myself. I look really rough. I got like an hour, 2 hours sleep last night. I've been traveling all day. Unpacked. Went to see this play, a 3 hour. It's a 3 hour play. I'm exhausted, and I look it, don't I? Anyway, okay. It's that aside. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof is an incredible show. Hopefully, a lot of my viewers, all are familiar with this. It's Tennessee Williams. It's a classic. Um, it's a lot about greed. It's set in the South. It's usually a period piece. It's been done a lot. There was a movie with Elizabeth Taylor and Paul Newman. In fact, a lot of people claim Elizabeth Taylor, she was nominated for an Oscar and was robbed. She should have won, and so should he. It's been done on Broadway. I can't remember originally. I want to say Jessica Tandy. I can't remember who did it originally. But there's been a lot of revivals. Kathleen Turner did it. I saw Ashley Judd and Ned Beatty do it. I saw also a all-black cast. Debbie Allen put together a black cast with Felicia Rashad and James Earl Jones. That's my phone. Ignore it. Anyway, Anika Noni Rose played Maggie the cat. Maggie the cat is this role that a lot of women, young women, they really want to play this role because it's a huge role and it's a meaty role. However, a lot of women fall short in this role. Maggie the cat, Maggie has the entire first act. Pretty much, it's almost like in a non-stop monologue that she is delivering to Brick, her husband, her very sexy, very hot, very alcoholic husband. And he just interjects lines and they fight some, but I mean, literally, the whole first hour is her. And in this production, Sonoya Mizuno plays Maggie the cat, and unfortunately, she falls short like many do. It's a hard role. It's a very hard role, and there's a fragility and yet a strength that she has to have. There is a tenacity and yet a weakness that she has to have. She's very manipulative, very passive aggressive, and unfortunately, this actress also, I couldn't understand her. She was using a very thick Southern accent. I could not understand. And I was now in the second act when all the other characters come in and there was a lot more. She got a lot better. She was more comfortable. But being alone on the stage, well, and she wasn't alone. Brick was there the whole time, but it's her. She was not comfortable. At least it appeared to me that she was not. And I know it sounds harsh. This was my impression. Okay. I mean, look, she's a professional actor, so far be it from me. But this show, though, is set in the modern day. This is a period piece, usually done, I think, in the 40s or 50s. Is the setting for the play. Every time I've seen it revived, it was revived with Scarlett Johansson and Deborah Monk. I tried to get to see it, I didn't. It's been revived a lot, and it's usually a period piece. This was set modern, and I really wanted to see that. This is at Off-Broadway. First time this play's ever been Off-Broadway. It's at the theater at St. Clements Episcopal. Very tiny. I took video of me. To go to the restroom, you have to go down these really rickety, steep stairs and go through a boiler room to get to the little restroom. It was very, very small. I'm on the front row, and literally I could stretch my feet out and be on the stage. One of the good things is Matt DeRogatis, or Rogat, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. He plays Brick, the lead male. Gorgeous. And he literally was right in front of me, about 8 feet in front of me, sitting on the couch for most of Act 1 and then often throughout the rest of the play. In Act 1, he is pretty much wearing nothing. He wears a little towel around his waist. I mean, yeah, and he's hot and he's gorgeous. Also, great actor, and I want to talk about that in a minute. Other characters that come into the play, this play's about greed. This is a lot about greed here because it's Big Daddy who owns this huge plantation, the best land of west of the Mississippi or whatever they say it, Big Daddy and Big Mama, and usually it's played by a person that fits that description, Big Daddy. Charles Durning, Burl Ives, I think was the movie. I saw it with Ned Beatty. James Earl Jones did it with the all-black cast. This was Christian LeBlanc from Young and the Restless. He plays Michael on Young and the Restless. I mean, I remember watching him in college, and he's been doing that part ever since, like, I don't know, 30 years or so. And he's not a big man. He's a skinny man, and he's a sexy man. But let me tell you what, he comes in Act 2 because Big Daddy has been thinking he's going to die from cancer. And this day he gets the news he's not. And he comes in Act 2, and he, even though he's a small stature, he was Big Daddy. And in the later scenes, at the end of the play, there's scenes with Brick, where his son, where he's trying to get his son, because Brick is drinking nonstop, and he's an alcoholic, and he's trying hard, and just heart-wrenching. Christian LeBlanc did fabulous in this show. He's played opposite Allison Frazier, who I'm a big fan of, does a lot of Broadway, and she's Big Mama, and she's a size 0, and she's tiny, and she plays Big Mama in this weird way. I never got the strength, I never got the chutzpah that Big Mama has from Allison. I was disappointed in that role too. The whole story really centers around a lot about Big Daddy and his cancer. And who's he going to leave his estate to? Whether it be Brick, his son, who is an alcoholic, washed-up athlete who has no job and no children, or his other son, Goober, who is a lawyer and has 6 kids and an established life and all of this, but he's a whiny little weasel, and he wants everything, and it's greed, and he's undermining everything. Turns out that Big Daddy's cancer is here. It is there. It was a lie, he was told, and he's going to die soon, and that all unravels in the play. So that is a big part of the other part is Brick, this college athlete, this hero of the town, very sexy, very magnetic person who had a best friend named Skipper who killed himself because Maggie, his wife, and then other people began to think that what Brick and Skipper had was not good, was not clean, that it was a homosexual relationship. And Brick says all along it was good and it was clean. Skipper commits suicide, and Brick becomes an alcoholic and becomes depressed. This got to me, and I've seen the play many times, and it's never gotten to me like this, because I've been there. I've had relationships with straight men that others would think something weird. When you have that friendship on that level that is good and pure and real, it's just, you're my deep friend. I can talk to you about anything, and I love you, and when you hurt, I hurt, and it's almost like I know you're hurting before you do, and we have something special, and I've had that with men. I've had that a couple times with a man who is straight, and for me, being gay, it became warped and confused in my mind, and there were other people who then made it not cool. So a lot of that really came out in this production. I thought Matt DeRogatis, who plays Brick, played Brick because he's on stage the entire time, the entire 2 hours and 45 minutes he is on stage, and he doesn't have a lot of dialogue. And it's all facial, and it's all acting, and he plays this tortured soul who's a good guy, and he's just tortured, and he's sad, and he's angry. oh, is he angry, and he's lost, and he's broken. And so many people are like that, and there's so much out there. I wish I could tell you there was a happy ending to the play. Brick does find happiness at the end of the play because he finally hears the click in his head from all the drinking, and he becomes numb, which is why I would drink also. And many of us drink to become numb. And then there is happiness, even though that's a lie, and you're really even more unhappy. So I look like shit because I've been up all last night, traveling all day, and sat in a play that really triggered a lot of stuff in me. But that's theater, guys. What I will say, and I'm over time. I love this play. I have loved this play for years, and I want to do this play. It's a big production, and it's a period piece, and I saw it in a stripped-down, simpler production. They simplified the cast. I don't know that they changed any of the words. They brought it modern because it is relevant. Greed, alcoholism, loneliness, despair, the way the world treats homosexuality, or the hint, especially these macho guys, especially, even though, yeah, everybody flies their pride flag and people are okay with some Nelly Queen like me, but for macho guys, people still are like, what? You're gay? And it shouldn't be like that. And this play's very relevant. I loved seeing this production in the Element at the St. Clements Theater. I'm really going to start working on this, and don't be surprised if I don't find some theater to bring this to you in our area. So there's the good news. And my theater trip is off to a great start. I've got some great stuff lined up, some new stuff, and some revisiting. So thanks for hanging with me for this long video. My apologies. That's the first Theater Talk with Scott for this trip. Good night.